Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Words of Worship. You know, anyone who has been a parent or who have been around children for a while has heard a child compare themselves to other children. Maybe you've heard the phrase, "All my friends are doing it. All my friends have one," when they're pleading for leniency or a new possession. You know, we often compare our worth, our value, our standing by the actions or possessions of someone else. A.W. Tozer said that we shouldn't trust the spirituality of any Christian man who keeps an eye open for the approval of others. The man after God's own heart must be dead to the opinions of his friends as well as his enemies. You know, far too often we seek approval from people that we want to impress, or people that can help us along our journey, or can do something for us, maybe someone we perceive as powerful, influential, or affluent. Tozer goes on to say that we will never be where we should be spiritually until we are so devoted to Christ that we ask no other approval than His smile, and until the circle of our persons we struggle to please is narrowed to one. Galatians 1:10 says, "For now I am seeking the approval of man or of God. Am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ." John 12:43 says, "For they love the glory that comes from man more than the glory that comes from God." And Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for man." And from the wisdom of Proverbs 16, "When a man's way pleases the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him." You know, in these days of censorship, cancer culture, propagandized media, compromise, and watering down of the truth of Scripture, let's remember that seeking God's approval alone is all that will matter for our eternity. Let's seek to emulate what's written in Galatians 2. "I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me." Whatever we do in this life, let's do it for the glory and the honor of God. After all, those are the only things that will last through eternity. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Kevin, and I hope to see you again next week.